Base Nation, what is good, ninjas? Day 6. I'm dedicated, y'all. Welcome. If you're new here, my name is Rob Based. I'm an author, dating coach, and I'm streaming every day this month to drop a catalog, all right, on what I think you guys should do as an Asian man in the dating scene in 2024 and beyond. Because, look, I know it's tough out there, so don't worry, I got you, all right? If you guys missed the previous streams, don't worry. You can check them out on the channel as you're not too far behind. I try to keep these streams short and to the point so you can extract all the value and apply it to your dating life right away. Okay, so I'm not going to ask for a single cent on this journey. All I ask is you guys just subscribe, drop a like on the way out, and tell a friend who could use this message. Okay, as you know, that would really help out the channel as I'm trying to grow this thing. Okay, and you know, the more I can grow this, the bigger things that I can do on this channel, like getting collabs and things of that such. So help a brother out. All right. So with that being said, let's get into today's topic, which is what to do as a short Asian man in the dating scene. All right. So we all know that women like guys who have the 666. Okay. So if you guys are unfamiliar with the 666, it's 6 foot tall, 6-figure job, 6-pack abs. And look, that's a fact, boys. Women just prefer taller men. And as Asians, we are at another disadvantage here. And if you're a 6 foot tall Asian, look, you're winning. You're blessed, okay? Because the average height of an Asian guy out here is about 5'6", 5'7", okay? So depending on where you're getting the data. And it's not that tall, to be honest. So look, I can tell you from experience that being short doesn't stop you from getting girls, okay? But it does make it harder, which means you need to be making up for it in some sort of way, okay? So just to give you guys some context, I am about the average height for an Asian. I sit around the 5'8" mark. And I'm telling you, it didn't stop me from getting women, but I know I needed to put in some extra work to make myself a little bit more attractive. So let's talk about some things you can do to make yourself more appealing, okay? But before we do all of that, we need to talk about the things that make you attractive to women, okay? So I always say attraction is not symmetrical, meaning if I lined up 50 things that you find attractive in a woman, it's not going to be the same 50 things that women find attractive in men. I mean, some of them will probably be the same, but the way they rank it from top to bottom isn't equal. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's not symmetrical. So, for example, men, we look at a woman's facial features or her body structure first. Women are checking to see if you're awkward or goofy. Can you communicate well? Are you socially calibrated? Those kinds of things. All right. Because let's be real. Some of you sickos would date a goofy chick with a banging body, whereas like women wouldn't date a goofy dude with chiseled abs. It just doesn't work the same way. All right. So now that we got that mindset thing out of the way, you have to get that you have to get it out of your head and into the mind of a woman, all right, to do the things that are going to make you attractive to her. And ironically enough, all right, the things that she finds attractive are things that you need to be doing anyways. So it's not really for her, it's for yourself. And she is the result or the byproduct of your hard efforts into self-improving. Okay, guys? So one of the last videos I made, I talked about status being important, right? Let me elaborate a little bit because you know you have to ask yourself these questions. Are you a leader at your work? Are you ambitious and chasing excellence? Do you organize events or experiences? Do you have a big social circle of men and women that you know, adore and admire you? Okay, these things are highly attractive to women. They see that you have a full and exciting life, and she just wants to be a part of it. She also wants the status that comes from that, because when you bring her around your friends, let's say, it denotes that she is probably some high value woman, because you take your life so seriously that the decisions that you make on a, you know, day to day, it trickles down in everything that you do, even choosing a partner. So this is going to boost her ego, her self-worth just by being with you. And this is what she craves in a guy. Okay? So, as a short Asian guy, if you're not doing these things and you're comfortable at your desk job doing mundane things all day, she's not going to want to be part of it. She may put up with it for a little bit, but until that guy comes around and takes her away from you, all these things that are better than this guy is better than you at is going to become apparent. Okay. So you want to make sure you have all that going for you so that you can at least sleep easy at night, knowing that that basically you're the best that she can get. Okay. And secondly, as a short guy, you want to be maximizing your looks. It's not as important as status, but it does get you through the door. And the first thing that you need to do when it comes to looks is picking a hairstyle that suits your face, okay? Whether it be long or short, it doesn't matter. If you have facial hair, just make sure it suits your face and it goes well with the hairstyle and the way that you dress, okay? And make sure your eyebrows are nice and neat as well too. And you can do that all at the barber these days now, okay? So just get yourself on point in that regard, okay? Um, have a good skincare routine, okay? I'm not just saying this because I'm Korean, but just make sure your face is nice and clean and it's clear, okay? So get a good cleanser, a good toner, a good moisturizer, and make sure you do these three things every day, okay? So clean your face, tone it, and then moisturize, okay? Because hygiene is very important to women. It ranks really, really high up there. I can't tell you how many times I've had conversation with women and they just tell me that hygiene is just very, very important to them, okay? So, not having stank breath, making sure you get your teeth whitened every so often, because having a nice smile also gets your foot into the door. Okay. So just make sure these things are all working for you. All right. And don't let yourself go in that regard. All right. Next, you want to be clipping your nails and toenails. If you have a nail biting problem, okay, that's a big issue. You got to really stop that shit. Okay. It signals that you're just not mentally well and you have zero self-control, okay? So make sure you're properly groomed from head to toe, all right? As well as your body hair. Okay? So if you're a hairier dude, then, just make sure you're trimming yourself down. Like you don't have to be bald or naked or anything like that. Just make yourself look presentable, okay? Don't let yourself go and you're looking like those 80s porn dudes, okay, with that huge bush and stash and unkempt hairs all over your body and shit like that, all right? So no nipples, no nipple hairs, okay? Um, I remember I got to remind myself every now and then too, because I got a few long nipple hairs that just keep growing long and shit. So I'm not saying you need to be bald, like I said. Like just make sure you're groomed, okay? Look presentable. And we're pretty lucky as Asian guys because we're pretty hairless. So you don't have to do much. All right. The next thing that you're gonna have to work on is your style. All right. In my last book I just wrote, I talk about choosing an archetype of man that you want to be. Okay. Maybe you got this figured out already, but you need to lean into whatever it is that is super authentic to you. Okay. Um, maybe you're a sports guy. Maybe you're more of a finance bro. Maybe you like the Asian gangster look. Okay. Regardless of what that style is, you need to pick the archetype that you think is the most suited for your style, okay? And your personality and who you are and whatever, okay? But only you are going to know that. I'm not going to tell you to like go dress like this or go dress like that. You need to lean into the archetype that is you, okay? And that is most authentic to yourself, okay? So think about that once you figured it out and you dress accordingly, all right? And one caveat to dressing good is that you need to be in shape. All right. So I'm going to touch on that right now, just real quickly. Okay. Look, if you're over 20% body fat, you're too fat. Okay. You need to get down to at least 15% body fat. Okay. So you not only feel confident about yourself, but the clothes that you wear is going to accentuate your body nicely. Okay. So when you have a gut, it just signals to women that you don't care and you've lost yourself, bro. Like, don't let that be you. Okay. Make sure you're hitting the gym, lifting weights at least 3 times a week, and figuring out your nutrition. Cause, it's once you get it all dialed in once, you don't have to do it ever again. So, counting your macros, eating the right amount of protein, limiting the fat intake and everything, like, you need to be dialed in, bro. All right. It's 2024. There's no more excuses. All that information is all out there. Okay. Like back then, like we had to hire like personal trainers and hire nutritionists and all this other shit. Like this information is all free. Okay. It's called Google. All right. Look, I might even just do a stream on this just to get all my knowledge out there as well too. So we'll see but look, if you ain't got time for that, just Google this shit. It's easy to figure this stuff out on your own. And or if you got the money, go hire a personal trainer. Okay, hire a nutritionist to help you with this stuff. But you got to make sure that you're tracking your calories and that you know how to eat properly, because this relates to your gut health, your skin health, right? So if you got acne and shit and you can't control the breakouts, it's probably because of the food that you eat. All right, so you got to get dialed in. And then once you're dialed in, just make sure that you're eating right. So you're controlling all these things, that you're in control of it. Okay. So now back to the style thing. Okay. So make sure your clothes fit you well. So if you're in shape, like I said, the clothes accentuate your body and women can see that. All right. Look, there are many studies out there that women just like a guy who has a muscular build. All right, like you don't have to be super jacked or anything. Okay, like they prefer a guy who has a nice V-tapered body, meaning like your shoulders are nice and broad and you have a narrow waist. Because like, look, don't listen to that bullshit about girls liking dad bods and stuff. All right, that's all a lie women tell you. I mean, it's half a lie. All right, because like whenever a woman describes the man that they want, just know it's the beta buck side of the equation and it's never the alpha side, right? She doesn't want to seem shallow, or she doesn't want to give out too much so that you don't become this like uber macho dude, right? That she finds attractive. Because let's just be real, if you were her man, she's going to have this anxiety of losing you to another girl all the time, right? Because they know that her looks what is it? It's a decreasing commodity. Okay, she knows that time is not on her side. So these are the things that they say outwardly, so that guys just think, oh yeah, I'll just get a dad bod and da 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 da, like she'll like me for me. Like, no. Okay, like I said, she just doesn't want to seem shallow, so that she just never talks about the alpha side of men that turns her on. There's a difference between attraction and desire, okay, as well. So, but I'm not going to get into that on this stream. That's a whole nother other stream. So just don't listen to her. Listen to me. I'm telling you, on a statistical scale, women prefer guys with a more muscular swimmer's body. Okay. So you need to get your body fat percentage down and have your abs showing when you're out at the beach or whenever you take off your shirt or whatever. Okay. Next is your finances. All right. You don't need to be balling out of control, but you definitely need to be stable enough where the thing that she craves the most, you're giving to her, which is security. Okay, she needs to know that you're secure, which makes her feel secure. All right, stability, all that stuff, women on a hindbrain level need that in order to feel safe. Okay, and so you should always be aiming to get your money on point, get out of debt, have a nice place, have a nice car. Obviously, owning versus renting signifies higher status, but it's not a requirement. Because look, there's pros and cons to both. For me, I'm on the side of like renting, because I've rented my entire life, and it's not because I can't own a house or that I don't work towards owning a house. It's just that it's like putting handcuffs on you. All right, I've enjoyed the freedom of moving around from place to place whenever I felt like it, and I don't have the stress of worrying if my furnace is going to break down or if my roof is going to cave in, right? Like, so there's pros and cons to owning a house and renting. Okay, so to each their own, but just look, having a good stable routine is the most important thing. Okay, and look, having a car is a must these days. Okay, it doesn't have to be a super nice car, just something decent and reliable. Okay, you can always upgrade as you go, but just don't move backwards. All right. Always try to upgrade your car as you go. So being ambitious means that you're trying to outdo yourself every year. You're not comparing yourself to other people. You're comparing yourself to yourself, who you were last year. Okay. So try to compete with yourself. All right. If you made 80K last year, try to make 90K or six figures the next year. Pick up a side hustle or something. Learn how to, invest properly, like crypto and stocks and stuff. Okay. Just make sure you're leveling up in every area of your life. Okay. And this should never take a back seat. And always have a rainy day fund set aside so that, when shit does hit the fan, you aren't going to be broke and left with nothing. Okay. Now, lastly, and this is probably the most important thing, and I saved it for last because it's the most important, all right? And that's having game. Okay. Understanding female nature puts you ahead of, I would say, like 95% of guys out there. Okay. Because let's just be real. All right. Most guys are Sims. All right. Let me just keep it a buck. Most dudes out there get finessed by women because they don't know that women aren't all sugar and spice and everything nice. Okay. They end up learning the hard way. So don't let that be you. And as a guy who works on himself constantly, just know that you deserve the best. All right. You should be rewarded with the abundance of options and being able to choose who you want to keep in your life. All right. Not the other way around. So you must learn how to operate with women in order to hold frame in that relationship so that she can't play any stupid games. All right. It leaves it just there's no room for error in these types of things. Okay. And the reason why you want her to have her guards down or whatever is because she has no choice but to show her true authentic self, right? This is the natural position of the female anyway, right? She needs to be vulnerable and open with you. And if she feels safe and protected, then that you won't hurt her, that she will lower her guards and be 100% submissive with you. Okay? And this is what you want. And I 100% believe that this is the healthiest dynamic within a relationship. Okay? So you can't make her feel unsafe. Women on a hindbrain level know what kind of caliber of men that she's dealing with. Okay? And whether or not she can finesse him or not. All right? Like, look at the whole sugar daddy epidemic. Okay? Like, there's these like just guys out there that throw their money away because they just want companionship from this girl. So they'll finesse that guy for, like, bags and purses and cars and stuff like that, all their bills paid. And it's just crazy. All right. So don't let that guy be you. Okay. um Holy shit, I've been ranting for about 18 minutes here. All right. So yeah, just don't let that guy be you. All right. I give you guys all kinds of tips and tricks on this channel about how to operate around women, how to understand their language and everything else. So, just make sure you're out there practicing this stuff. Okay. When you're out in the field or whatever. And it's okay if you don't get it right the first time, literally. Like, it's, no one's going to have this stuff down on lock. Okay. So just make sure you don't make the same mistakes again. And guys with good game can run circles over dudes with like tons of money and good looks and all this other shit, like 6 foot tall guys, right? Just know that guys with good game can run circles over these dudes. All right. So just understand that important thing. All right. All right. All right, boys. I'm gonna end it here. I gave you guys tons to think about, and I don't want to inundate you with all that other shit. So just subscribe if you're new. All right. And like the video on the way out. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time, same channel. Raw Base signing off. Peace.